So dramatic. Hey guys, welcome back to OK Aussie. Matt and Dyan, she is too, you are so.
I'm about to go to hospital in
Not right this second.
5 days.
Okay.
Anyway, let me show you what...
Do you have like an advent calendar for hospital? I'm just saying.
I'm sick of this. Anyway, come on.
Already. Anyway, what are we doing? Where are we going? What's happening?
In case you guys aren't used to it, or in case you guys have got some ideas for me.
They are not going with, I'm just saying.
What?
These guys. The team. What are you doing?
Yeah, well,
You're not packing all of them to go to hospital.
why not?
A, there's no room.
Okay.
Seriously, what are you doing?
Where is my decorations? I have birthday decorations, like not like happy birthday it says.
Yeah.
But I have like things I hang up.
So what is this?
This is my hospital bag.
Okay, so please
oh look, I've got the Monty cares.
You've got one.
Okay, I have to go through this, guys. I've even got my own coffee cups I don't spill.
Well, that's important in hospital.
Okay, so basically, and this is for, iPad, movie watching, whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, this is my cheap duffel.
No, this is not the video that you're going to do about doing your hospital bag. So in a couple of days' time, she is going to go through her pack my hospital bag.
Nappies, because I'm having a procedure that requires that.
Yeah.
And pseudo cream.
Pseudo cream, very important.
Like Moddy Care wipes to stay fresh and
They're
clean.
great because they're impregnated ones. Yep.
Alcohol wipes.
Yep, you've got the whole pharmacy coming with you.
Body wipes.
Okay, we're organised.
And even teeth brushing wipes.
Yep.
And my dressing gown that they can get access to me because...
so the Peter Alexander one that zips up at the front.
Guys, we don't know what's going to happen. This is like the ultimate stress test, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a stress that we don't need, and we don't need a stress on your body. But you're right, it is an ultimate stress test. In fact, I'm actually ringing the hospital tomorrow to make sure we're all on schedule before we start doing all your preparation work anyway. So anyway, we could be going in on Sunday or we could be going in Monday, still waiting to see. Procedures on Tuesday, could be coming out Wednesday and or Thursday, depending on how your body reacts.
We just don't know. Let's just go with the flow because it's too stressful.
Right. But you've started the preparation.
I will do a video about my hospital bag.
Right, well make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can find out what's going on. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go into this. I'm going to pack my bag because I'm going into hospital for her, with her. Not to have anything done to me, but to support her.
Didn't it?
Yeah, but of course, Danny, you've got bags upon bags.
We'll do that on the.
She's got bags and bags just to go to the hospital.
On a vlog where I show you my hospital.
Okay, so that's coming soon. Where are we going right now?
We're going to the rooftop, guys. We've got a garden rooftop to see the Swan River. And,
we do have a rooftop on the top of our roof.
That's
what's called a rooftop.
You know what? We've been here for 6 months. We're going to start living.
That's it, Barry. That's what the BCF advert says. Anyway, that's living.
Now we.
Yep.
Okay, have been kindly sponsored, not in this video, but in other videos by the Audi.
Aye, the Audi.
I still, even though they haven't come back to me this year,
in my hoodies,
but I'm telling you, go and buy one for winter. Okay? Go and buy one. I've got.
Don't I look like a Star Wars character? I mean, seriously.
His is cool.
He did. It is
so is mine. Mine's Anish.
We've put it on because we are going to the rooftop. It's an open rooftop. It is probably about 9, 8, 7, 6.
I think it's going down to 10 degrees, but that's...
It's cold for us.
It's not been hot lately because I've had fevers and infections.
Darling, you've been cooking. Yeah. Literally.
So, I'm going to wear my bunny slippers too.
Okay, we'll put them on. Let's go to the rooftop.
Let's go to the rooftop.
Let's go to the rooftop and let's have a chat. Okay, so you got bunny slippers on?
Bunnies, Anna.
Excellent.
Oh, look at Willow. Look at him.
Why are we looking at Willow? What's he doing?
Oh, my baby boy Willow.
Hello, young man.
Darling.
What are you doing?
Max was laying the same way today. He was like this. I was like, dude, you have the life, don't you?
All right, to the wheelchair. Let's go to the rooftop.
We're leaving right now. I'm in my wheelchair. Are the brakes on? Oh, yeah, he's taking the brakes off.
Okay, do you have the brake on that side for me?
Oh, yes, I can do that.
Thank you very much.
Because this hand, I've got that condition.
Depressions.
Yeah. So, oh, someone's had dinner. Smells nice.
It's nice.
Smells delicious. We're going upstairs.
Upstairs, we've got
We're going
only one lift that goes
upstairs. Only one lift? Oh, yeah. The rooftop only has one lift. Oh, rooftop. Private event. Oh, someone must be having a birthday or something.
It's a work function.
You can
apparently.
book. Oh, is it?
Yep, lucky them. It's Friday.
Ah.
Good on them.
So yeah, basically you can book the rooftop if you want to have parties and things, which is pretty cool.
Let's hope the rooftop is empty for us, which I'm sure it will, because most people who will be staying will be.
It's on the 23rd of May, luckily.
Yeah, that's a couple of days' time.
Yeah,
Just
so
saying.
luckily we didn't do it on the 23rd of May. Anyway, no one should be really up here, but you never know. Alright, so take a look, guys. This is our rooftop. So anyway, this is sort of the area where sometimes you see the fireworks. Look at the city over
I'm
there.
going to actually have a look at this because
You
she's
can show-
pointing.
I'm not pointing.
She's pointing the
anywhere
camera
back.
anywhere, and you know what? It could be pointing anywhere. So this is what our rooftop looks like.
I'm
The
in
view.
bush. Okay, I'm getting out of the bush.
What are you doing? Get out of the bush. Come on. I'm just giving them a panoramic view of our
Woohoo.
rooftop. That's Perth City just over there. Swan River as it curves around with the lighting.
Yes, we luckily
We've
get
got
to
this
see
little
the Swan
area.
River from our balcony.
Let's go
We're
down
very
the
lucky.
and cruise.
But look at the lights, guys.
This
See
is
how
South
pretty?
Perth, down that way, all the way
So
as if
look
you're
at all
looking
the
down
lights
towards
over
Mandurah.
there. It's
It's-
so beautiful, guys. So beautiful.
A table al fresco area.
They left that one up here after the last
They did.
Friday.
Let me just take a quick little tour across this way in case you haven't seen what it looks like from the rooftop. It's a lovely area. You can see the covered protections,
Alright.
the lighting,
I'm coming up.
and across there is the freeway down there.
Down there.
I know, right? That's the
Look at
freeway.
the changes. Now,
The
guys,
river across there.
the river's gorgeous. Look at the lights on the river. So we get to enjoy this every night if we want to.
Exactly.
Blessed. Now look at this. These creepers are doing fantastically. So whoever did that.
Our gardeners extraordinaire.
So yeah, so basically over there is traffic. You can see the
Do I
river.
put up a chair?
And isn't the river somewhere over there, but only
No.
in the daytime you can see it? No, over
It
there,
is, seriously. It does wrap
But you
around
can't actually see,
that way.
but when it is like dusk,
Yes.
you can actually see how it wraps around. But being that it's not dusk, it's actually really late, it's like it's 8 something at night. This means that no, it's not going to be like that. Okay.
Okay, we're set up. It's a bit of a struggle to get set up.
You know what?
Yes,
With a nudie, you can chill up here for ages in winter.
absolutely. This is
I
the
love
perfect
it.
outdoor wear. Not sponsored, by the way, but
this
hey,
is
just
Perth,
saying.
Swan River,
Plane.
City. Planes going over there.
Airport's
Someone's
coming,
going
so
somewhere
that-
cool. Wish that was me.
Hope they are going somewhere cool.
I don't think I'd get a medical clearance, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit like that.
But
So what's our day
today-
been like this?
Well, you've been busy.
Where'd I go?
You had to go to my doctor's surgery and work with
The clinical
the
staff
clinical
there.
staff
Yep,
there,
or
and
clinical
they
clerical
are
staff, more of a
wonderful
point.
people. I am very blessed. I have the best medical practice in Perth.
Whatever.
Ha ha. Nah, nah, nah. I have the best doctor in Perth.
You feel
Nah,
so
nah,
blessed,
nah.
don't you? And you've had 8 years with the same practice, which
Yeah.
is really important for consistency and continuity.
I
So
love
I
'em
spent
all.
2 hours there by myself. Now, obviously, Dyan is not a person who's able to go all the time, even to her own
I
doctor's
rested
appointments,
today.
because she needs to rest. Most of the time, she's bedbound, trying to recover.
I did all the funny ones. Did you
neurology,
see-
Heart, respiratory.
You'll be seeing lots of funny
you
ones.
been doing some
Probably
funny
when I'm in
videos?
hospital, you'll be
Good.
going, hang on a minute, she's in hospital. How can she be at home doing this? That's because
You're
I did
talented.
a lot. I was getting.
You have prepared.
I was
You've
having.
created a
No,
library.
I was having fun.
Oh, good. I'm really glad.
It was funny.
Well, I wasn't. I was
On
doing the
TikTok.
boring stuff. I am Diane's health guardian, which is
Yes.
an enduring para
Soon to be
EPG.
full guardian
Full
because I
So,
have 22
and there are
kids.
two differences. The EPG is
Mhm.
what manages anything medical. So I can make
Yes.
any medical decision for you.
And
with you,
soon it's
on
going
your
to need to
behalf.
be financial because
And administrative. Yeah.
my neurology and
It's a bit offline. We're a bit
um,
caught.
the risk factors of me dying
Mm.
is just a reality for us, and we have to be prepared. And so Sir needs to basically have control of things because, guys, we all know the government's a little bit dodgy.
Well, it's very difficult
Okay.
because
So you
how
gotta
do you
make
manage
sure you
things
look
if
after
Diane's not
yourself.
cognitively able to do
Yeah.
that, whether it's signing
Someone's
for
gotta
things,
step up,
filling
which
in
will be him.
paperwork,
Because
accessing
you know
things,
what?
money,
No
whatever.
other informal supports for me, so
No,
You're
so
rich.
we're squared away on
Sorry
that part.
about that.
That's okay, no problems. So with today's exercise, and also look, it's a long drive. 2 hours, and we were flat out, the nursing staff and the administration staff and
I
myself.
feel for you guys.
2 hours
I need
of
to make
going
presents.
through.
We need to do
You
presents.
can do presents, that's
Yes.
okay. 2 hours of going through all of just your referrals. Where are, it's a bit like a Where's Wally? Where
I have
is
so many
WTF?
genes missing, guys,
Yeah, well, you
that
not only
from
have genes
head
missing,
to
you got
toe,
referrals missing.
yeah, I need to see every single
In Australia, for the
specialist.
health system, the GP, general practitioner or primary care physician, is central to the hub of doing everything. They're the ones who send the referrals
Yeah,
out. That
that's the
goes to the
system in
CRS, the
Australia.
central referral system. The central referral
And that's a
system
nightmare.
pushes it off to the very relevant hospitals. The hospitals accept the referrals. They do a triage. They put you as a category 1, 2, or 3. Category 1
Correct.
is within 6 weeks. Category 2 is within 3 months. And category 3, good luck if you ever
But
see
you know
in the
what?
next lifetime. No, it's 12 months it's meant to be.
But the categories don't work out.
They don't work out. You've got several category 3s which are already at 16, 17, 18 months.
What about my category 2? Is that just disappeared?
We don't even bother counting anymore. In all seriousness, there are several referrals which had literally just disappeared. Then they have referrals that are received and then they get bounced back. Not so much rejections, but to be revised. We've got your referral, but you now need to branch off. You need to do one to neurosurgery for this condition, for CCI, and you need to do one for orthopedic for this one.
Why doesn't my
the shoulder, for example.
geneticist do more for me in this? I know she's diagnostic, it's not her fault. She's a lovely woman. But why
But it
isn't
comes
she
back
more
on.
involved?
But she has done referrals which have also gone
Yes.
missing.
She has done a lot.
in the
3
system.
times.
And that's what we're going through, is because they can get lost from the CRS,
Dodgy.
from the hospital, from the feedback and the cross referrals.
To be honest, guys, let's just
ridiculous.
be honest here. When Matt went to Murdoch
Murdoch
to meet all
University
the rare
for the rare genetic
syndrome and genetic things for
conditions.
all the different families. So
Yeah.
some of them were carers, some of them were people like
Which is
me that
themselves,
actually
yeah.
have it themselves. And we all have the same story.
Absolutely.
They want us just to go and die.
It's a rinse and repeat.
I'm not kidding you.
Everybody's fighting really hard like we
This
are.
is just an injustice that is doing my head in.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do. There's nothing
No.
you can do.
Well, currently,
And can you imagine the stress of that?
you imagine.
Knowing
Absolutely.
I'm entering into this procedure. Now they know that it's risky because they've got the critical care team.
Yep.
But the problem is they know it's bad because I was last in there and what the Met calls were.
She just went in there for a UTI and spent 6 days in neurology.
No,
Mate,
but however, with the
sense.
way my heart and oxygen was,
Yeah.
this is going to be even worse.
Yep.
And they're going to actually go, oh, wow. And I'm going to be like, told you so. My doctor's going to be like, told you so.
I was talking to the clinical team whilst I was there, and they'd obviously sent that through to the director of
This
clinical
trying to
services
save
at the
money in
hospital.
Australia at hospitals is a business.
77% your oxygen saturations were down to and sustained for a long period of time in your most recent seizure. So this is concerning. Scary sort of shit. But
It is.
going through this
I need
referral
oxygen
process.
cylinders now.
Sorry, you're talking about Murdoch University.
Need oxygen
and
cylinders now, though, too. That's another drama.
Sure.
That
Just
in
careful that we don't
Australia,
talk too
trying
much.
to get. Sorry, but I'm
that's
just
okay.
saying, like in Australia, it's very hard to get hold of.
Absolutely. So I'll just explain that before I go to
Yeah.
the other subject. Onto the other subject.
Sorry,
the other subject.
go.
ADHD mode has been initiated.
Oops.
So you brought up the oxygen cylinders. Let's
Yes.
talk about that. Dyan has spent 2.5 years to get hold of an oxygen concentrator. That is the little machine. Think of it like a air pump that you use to pump the tires of a car. It brings the ambient air in and it pushes it out at pressure, and it gives you a high percentage of oxygen that she takes in through a nasal cannula. It's not pure oxygen because the air that we breathe in is not actually pure.
And that's why when I had it on,
Yeah.
my stats did
Your
not go high
stats were
enough
still
to be
very,
safe.
Still getting
92
77.
and below is not okay for the brain.
No.
So that's
And
why
70 is not
I
good.
have a lot of brain problems.
Correct.
And I've already said to Kerry, like, thank you so much.
Mm.
Being blind, you have a
Yes.
gift of your
Hey, Kerry,
hearing.
over in the States.
And your gift of your hearing is helping me. And I want
Absolutely.
you to know that because
It's a superpower.
all of you have a superpower.
Yeah.
And Kerry, that's yours.
Mm.
And like I said also, your
You're
voice
awesome.
is just
Yeah, she's a lovely
Mwah.
singer as well.
beautiful.
But being blind has also meant she's become very attuned to other
to
senses.
sounds.
And
yeah.
that's one of the things too. If you
Clever.
do try and do that, if you just close your
You're
eyes,
clever,
even for 5
Kerry.
minutes, you start to smell more.
I learned it
You
in
start to
psychology.
feel more. You start
So,
to sense more. Yeah.
Kerry, in psychology, I learned all about this,
Mm.
and in welfare because I was educated to be a support worker for all types of disabilities. And we were taught this, that when people are blind, that they
Attune other senses.
high attune of hearing, and when someone is deaf, their eyesight is high attuned.
Yeah,
So other senses compensate for that lacking of the other sense that's missing. So you've got a gift there for sound and use it,
100%.
girlfriend.
So thank you to Kerry, to one of
Thank
our lovely
you.
subscribers there. In regards to the oxygen concentrator and oxygen cylinders, the difference is with the oxygen cylinders, there's a higher grade pure oxygen, which means you're going to get more oxygen into you, which means it's going to work at a better level. So that's something. But obviously oxygen cylinders can only contain so much, and they do run out, and they don't refill just by plugging into a USB. You got to go take them somewhere and get them refilled or gassed up.
I'm a manual car, really, aren't I?
I feel like it. So anyway, that's to do with the respiratory specialist. So one of the many specialists today, I think it was about 23 or 24 specialists that have got referrals and things that are out at the moment. One of us is respiratory, to talk about even
What's
when on
going
an oxygen
on?
concentrator, even at the most highest level of concentration throughput, you're still sucking, that's probably the appropriate word, trying to suck in air at only 77%, and I'm really concerned about it. So that's one thing that's happened there. Going back to the next thing that you talked about before we branched off to another subject, this is ADHD, you go off on tangents.
I've had a bad ADHD. You saw the clean with me.
You were talking about Murdoch University, and this was the rare genetics group and organisation that comes in. I'm part of that, at the community consultation. To get
I'm
the
part
feedback,
of their research.
you are. You're
my
part
my
of
body.
the UK London University in regards to
for my FARS disease.
Griffiths University for things like MECFS. You're part of UWA. We're going to look at. Hopefully, we've done a referral to UWA for dystonia, which is an incredibly rare condition as well, and also ataxia, neurological issues.
Which is rare, apparently.
So
why is everything rare?
Coming back to the Murdoch University, what were we trying to talk about there? I was trying to remember what we had to come back and readdress, because you brought something up. Oh, damn, I've forgotten.
I was talking about the families, and some of the families are there, and some of the carers are there, but some of the participants.
Yeah, so the numbers.
People that have got
so one of the first things that come out of it, there's 7,000 plus different rare conditions.
syndromes, yes.
50% of them,
rare diseases,
as in people
syndromes.
who have got a range of different symptoms, 50% of those will not be able to get diagnosis at the current moment. They won't get a label, a number, a diagnosis to know what's going on.
Do genetic testing. Like, if you have medical problems and you're just going in circles with your medical world, go and get genetic testing.
Yeah.
And I know that might be difficult if you can't get it covered in your insurance or under Medicare. Pay for it if you can, but I'm just telling you, that is a place to start.
It's the most comprehensive thing at the moment.
It really is.
Accuracy, scientifically.
99.9% accurate.
So that's
no one can argue that.
What they're trying to work on in the next 10 years is to change that 50% to 75%. They're trying to increase the threshold of competencies, I guess, around how genetic research is actually helping people to get actual diagnosis. Because once you've got it, then you have clinical guidelines and a pathway to hopefully obtain
that's what my channel is also about, is I want you guys who are sick, even if you think, oh, I've just got MECFS, you might have a lot more than that. And I want you to understand that, because I have MECFS because of my 22q, which ruined my immune system, which made me susceptible to getting it. So I want you to really understand that there is so many reasons why you might have MECFS. Please understand that. You don't sometimes, and sometimes people are lucky they get one thing. That's great. That's common.
Well done.
But some of us, and some of you are probably watching me because you watch me because you live my very limited lifestyle. Some of us are very unlucky and we get a lot of problems. And when you're missing a lot of genes, okay, I'm missing a lot of parts. That's why. And you might be the same thing.
So let me just explain a couple of terms.
Just be open-minded to not just having one condition, but always keep getting tested. Like, if you feel you're having symptoms, discuss it with your doctor and ask lots of questions.
Keep asking, because most people take 8 to 10 years to get an actual diagnosis these days because of the complexities of these conditions. A couple of terms. First of all, Dyan's condition, 22q11.2 deletion syndrome, chromosomal disorder. It's a microdeletion on the long arm of the 22nd chromosome. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes. She's missing about 30 to 50
I'm
genes.
next to 21
3 million
Down
DNA
syndrome.
building blocks, 180 clinical
guys.
symptoms plus, and that's where she comes from. You mentioned MECFS, myalgic encephalitis, chronic fatigue syndrome, inflammation of the brain, and fatigue. Fatigue comes with a lot of genetic conditions. Ehlers-Danlos loss
is
by itself,
painful
EDS
too.
hypermobility, comes with fatigue itself.
And fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia.
Which is pain
a lot
in
of
the
these things,
muscles.
pain causes fatigue. It's a very tiring thing to be in pain. So
Oh
often,
yeah,
all right?
seizures cause fatigue. Seizures make me tired.
They really do. And obviously having not much oxygen makes your body struggle to pump and do all those things.
Correct.
So good points on all of those.
So that was a busy day. Like you spent 2 hours.
2 hours just doing
collating my
the collation.
referrals with another person, and she's a nurse.
She's a nurse, and we had to go through probably 5 years of history of referrals, printouts, what has been done, what hasn't been done. I was on in Australia we use the My Care app. It gives us access into what referrals are meant to be in the system, what hospital you're going to, and when a referral comes up. That's after the CRS Central Referral System. I was going through that. We're looking at all the rejection letters. The CRS is so confusing. And when you here's
probably
the
on purpose, government, isn't it?
No, here's the stupid thing.
Accidentally on purpose.
The complexity is exponential when you're more complex as a patient.
Yes, they need
for example,
a department for medically complex patients, please.
If I have a heart problem, which I do,
Health Department of WA, that's what you need.
I have a heart problem, so I have one area of speciality. Okay, so that's easy. Cardiology gets to see me, and they've done an operation, and hopefully, fingers crossed, no more.
Well, you've had high blood pressure, so tell them to go to the doctor.
So
go to the doctor.
That's a simple sort of example. But for Dyan, she's juggling 23, 24 different specialists. 23, 24 different specialists, each with their own separate referrals. Now, actually it's 24 because when we broke off orthopedic into neurosurgery, that's another new speciality for surgery as well because of the CCI, which should have been under rheumatology. Rheumatology would go. Anyway, what I'm saying is the more specialists that you have, CRS goes into literally an atomic meltdown. It's a thermonuclear reaction. They go, what is going on? How do I manage this? And they scratch their head and they go, I don't know.
Their ego gets hurt,
I'm not sure.
And they don't want to work
and
with
then
me.
they send it to the hospital, and the hospital goes,
they try to pass me on to other people because they're like, oh, I don't know.
They don't know 22q 11.2 deletion syndrome. So it is actually, we want to give acknowledgement to those patients who have got complex and rare conditions.
So shouting, let's shout out to all the medically complex families.
100%.
I don't care if you've got children, teenagers, adults.
Or it's yourself
it's
that's going
hard.
through it. I get it.
Or
right?
you yourself.
There's
a cockroach.
It's not going to kill you.
It's like being back in the country again.
Okay, bye.
What if it gets in my wheelchair?
It's not.
And then we go back home and we take it with us.
It's okay. It's obviously come up for scraps.
The wheelchair needs a bit of a shake before we go downstairs.
I'm going to shake you before I go downstairs, the way you're going.
But basically, I'm shouting out to you guys because, guys, there's one thing I want to shout out to is you.
Sure, okay.
And all of you out there that are carers for informal carers for medically
complex patients.
Nighttime.
Take your time.
Medically complex patients that you deal with, your family members. I want to honor you because you know what? Disability is hard, but adding complex medical, you guys are heroes. You've kept me alive. I've seen other families out there, you're keeping your family member alive. And I'm telling you, the government needs to step the fuck up.
And the health system.
Okay? Enough now.
Because I feel bad
it's great for children, luckily. But when you get to the adult system, it all falls apart. And I'm sorry, but Australian Health, pick up your fucking shit, please. Because there's a lot of us. And we deserve equal access to healthcare. It's a human right.
You just pointed out a really big thing.
And my hospital has breached 12 human rights against me.
So you've just pointed out a big thing, which is a transition from childhood, adolescent into adulthood.
And I don't have parents that are participating in this, which doesn't help.
Job transitioning. Look at autism and even ADHD.
Correct.
Apparently, it's a bit like the border.
Apparently, you grow out of it.
You get to border control, which is 18 years of age, and suddenly it disappears. In fact, you have to go back and get a new passport. You have to go back and get a new passport for your autism and ADHD. No, it gets worse actually. In fact, it truly does in some cases.
Well,
there's regression.
I've had regression because of seizures.
Or then there's progressions where people keep progressing and you stagnate.
I've stayed.
Okay.
So my mental age is 18 to 21.
Yeah.
That's 15 hours of a neuropsych testing me, guys. This is
Yeah.
not just me saying this. This is not just a random, like, one-page
A
test
very
from
professional neuropsychologist
one
went
person.
through huge banks
Exactly.
of data tests with you.
Now I need to go back and get reassessed to do
That's scary,
comparison because I've declined.
because of your brain.
Yes,
going
and we need
offline
to
too
know
often.
what those things are, to know what to work on to keep me functioning.
If
but,
you're new to the channel, you may not
yes.
have seen this, but Dyan has multiple different types of seizure types. 65% of patients with 22q will have seizures. She has atonic, classical, generalized tonic
Didn't know I
seizures,
had them,
myoclonic
but
seizures,
apparently
absent
I
seizures,
do.
focal aware or focal impaired
I'm sure they're going to
seizures.
want to look at them while
She
I'm
has
in
a whole
there.
range of things
Because I
going
bet
on.
you as soon as they hear about the helmet, they're going to
No.
go, you know, I might
hope
get to
not.
see Sarah again.
Oh, Sarah, the lovely neurophysiologist at the hospital.
I
She is-
like her.
I'm sure she's autistic.
But I don't like all these things.
Oh,
but
no.
anyway,
I don't
we'll
think
see.
they will. They're focusing
No.
on another procedure.
Well, it depends.
No,
It depends.
They don't
what...
like doing that. They just want to keep you alive. That's where the focus is this time.
Yeah, but the problem is,
It's actually a good time for testing.
with what they're doing with me,
I know, it's a good
it's
time
going to
because
trigger massive seizures.
It is, because the cleansing
What
out
are they gonna
process
do?
is going to dehydrate you, recalibrate your electrolytes.
What I'm
put you into
terrified is being
exhaustion.
in the
Yeah.
procedure and having a seizure.
Yes, where we've
I'm
been,
going
we've
under-
been in procedures. You've
well-
been under radiology, CTs, X-rays. You've been in those scans even and had
I had a
seizures.
seizure, yeah.
Not a good thing when you're in the middle of an MRI or
But guys,
CT and
I'm
have a
going
seizure.
under general. I'm not going under twilight like most people do. So it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's a big
Don't
deal.
take that for granted.
We've
either.
got the critical care team on hand because of it.
Yeah.
And naturally we're going to be scared
Now,
and
there's
anxious.
also a
and I can't wait for it to be
potential
over.
of aborting. So
Correct.
there is also a risk if Dyan's
Correct.
condition is not stabilised
If
enough
I'm not
in the
stable
preparatory
enough,
phase,
they cannot do it on
there
me.
A may be delays, or B it might abort and go, let's
We
think about
need to
that
do some
and
neurology,
balance a few other things
cardiology.
out. So
We'll see.
there is potential
I
of that
don't know.
happening, but that's also another concern because there's so much preparation in this whole process, isn't it?
I'm exhausted already and I haven't even packed my bag.
I bet you are. So we're both doing bag packing, getting that ready for tomorrow to make sure we haven't missed anything.
So I will do a
Mhm.
hospital bag pack with me
That's a good idea.
because you guys might have ideas for me and maybe my ideas might help you guys.
Good idea.
If you
Sharing is
if
caring.
you go to hospital like me a
I've got to
lot.
pack my bag because as a carer,
He's
I'm
staying with
going
me,
in
'cause he's my
Sucks,
guardian.
Right? I don't get a holiday from this. I have to be there because Dyan can't do things without
I've got no
one-on-one
other
assist.
carers.
And they don't supply you a one-on-one nurse while you're in hospital, do they? Even though that you need one-on-one, sometimes
complex.
two-on-one.
I'm actually two on one in a
So-
facility. So if
Yeah.
I went to respite,
Oh, they have to have two.
it's 2-on-1.
Yeah.
How horrible would that be?
But in a hospital which has got issues with staffing, let alone
But
ambulances
we
and
are-
ramping and bed space.
It's bad. It's bad.
So tonight we've already prepared a couple of things. We've done a pharmacy order to make sure we've got all
We
the extra
did
medications.
surgical house. We did a big
No,
order.
that's the other one. That's surgical house, which is other equipment and things. But pharmacy, I've done medications and things. So there's two
yeah.
separate orders I've done off tonight to make sure that we're ready, just in case. Because sometimes we have to do bring your own
I feel
medications,
so sick from
bring
dinner.
your own equipment. So annoying, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It really
Very
is.
annoying because we're bringing everything, which means
Yeah.
the NGS is actually paying for a lot of these things, not the actual hospital.
Well,
So
some
it's
parts of it.
what are they complaining about?
I know. But medications are under our own remit, and
I'm going
because
to bring my own
some
nappies and
things
everything.
are not PBS, pharmaceutical benefit scheme, we have to make sure that they're covered, because if you don't, then you don't get them. And of course, if you don't suddenly get medications that you're taking regularly, what happens?
Things just break.
Things break naturally. You don't just suddenly
I
stop
don't
a
feel
patient
good.
from taking her regular medications just because you don't have
Well,
it in your localized pharmacy.
my sodium valproate levels are going to go right down. And we know what happens when that happens.
Yeah.
I used to have 3 to 6 seizures a day, or sometimes couldn't break out and have to go to hospital.
Well, sometimes up to
Before
18 to 20
medicine.
seizures as a worst case scenario. So
Yep.
we're not
This is
looking
going to be
towards
fun, isn't it? It's going to be
that.
fun.
No, it's not actually.
Joking.
But anyway,
I'm being
preparation's done.
sarcastic.
I'm looking forward to your pack with me, the bag.
Yes,
video.
I'll show
I think
you
it's
that,
going to be
guys.
really interesting.
Sorry, yes. Now that bug has made me like a
Are
little
you
bit
a little bit-
anxious.
Honey,
I think
it's-
we'll come here in the daytime next
oh,
time.
honey, it's lovely out here. The ambience is
Look
nice.
at the city.
The city is all
Guys,
around
this
us.
is Perth.
Look at this beautiful location. I'm going to change camera angles just because I can. It's
No,
just,
but what about over there? It's nice.
they've seen it all, and even over here behind us, you can see a bit of the river.
Where's
it's a bit hard at
everybody
night time
going?
with the camera.
Actually, they're probably like us. They're doing a late night Kmart trip.
Probably.
I love my late night Kmart trips.
It's the best time to go for disabilities because it's the
Yes,
quietest part of the
nobody's
day.
in the way, and
Least
I
amount
can
of
do
people.
what I want to do. And I've got my list because
Yeah.
I don't get to go shopping often. I'm too sick.
No.
So when I go, I'm like, I have a list
Shein orders online.
because it's cheaper.
I know, right? And it's
It's
convenient
budget.
from your bed. It's a
Okay,
good thing.
when I pay,
Mm-hmm.
what is it? $6 for one dress.
$6 for
The
a
oth-
dress.
What was the other dress I chose?
$6 for a dress.
$13 for the other dress.
Jewelry, $1.50. 80 cents. $2.40.
Yeah. I
Really?
can't shop here.
Seriously? You
In
can't get that
Australia.
stuff over
I
here in
can't shop
Australia,
here in
that price.
Australia.
So I'm glad that you found something which is very budget conscious,
Yes.
affordable,
And I'm getting my
brings you
hair
joy.
brushes from there because I can't afford the hairbrushes here. They're so expensive.
I know they aren't
So I'm
they?
getting my hairbrushes there.
Not that I have much of an issue with hair, but I'm just saying.
You don't need it, but like
I don't have
I
one.
have a lot of hair
You do?
that I don't need.
Hair today, gone
I don't
tomorrow.
want.
Mm.
But I don't go to hairdressers. I cut myself. I cut my mum was a hairdresser, so I know how to, but
Mm-hmm.
money.
It's
I
okay.
can't afford to go to a hair. I'd love to get some highlights and no,
No,
it's just not in my budget.
not in your budget. So you've had a restive day. You've been
Yes,
doing
I
some
have.
TikTok videos.
I've been stressed though because
Right.
of the hospital thing coming up.
Yeah.
I'm autistic. I've
course,
got my
there's a lot of
autistic
preparation
anxiety,
and
my
planning to think about.
22q anxiety.
We've had staffing struggles as well as
Stress.
far as the preparation
Correct.
phase, and that's actually
There is
one
no
of the other
preparation.
aspects. Not as just
there is no
medications,
preparation.
not just
We
planning,
don't know what's going on.
not just equipment, but it's also staffing because we've got a house to still operate. I can't go backwards and forwards.
Got
I've got to be
animals.
with Dyan 24/7.
$21 a day.
So we need to have someone making sure that they're looking after the various animals, kitty litter, food, water, entertainment. We still need things backwards and forwards. We might need to get certain medications or other scripts. We don't know what happens until it happens.
Clothes,
And we
washing
can't bring
clothes.
62 bags to hospital just in case. I know I'm pretty organised, but that would be a little bit overkill, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah.
That's OCD on steroids, I
And
think.
it's $21 to get out of there and back in there.
Every time. I know,
Um,
right? Because car parking is a little bit
And then
ridiculous.
you don't know when the doctors are coming in to talk. And I can't
And
do
you
that bit, so I
can't
need him to
engage.
do that
Yeah.
bit. And so if he leaves,
Because
well, you don't
mistakes
know
happen.
when they're coming.
You have to be there at every phase, even printing. That was another thing. I've gone through all the documentation for Dyan for hospital. That's all her medical records, her 22Q notes, her medicine list,
I'm
her
looking for
allergies,
the
her
cockroach.
seizure plans, seizure management guidelines. Everything's got to be printed out. So when you go in, you go, here's all the latest information, here's the guidelines, here's how to manage Dyan, here's her needs.
Yeah.
All that's done as well. hopefully.
Brilliant.
But staffing, as you said, is a bit of a challenge at the moment.
Well, we just don't. We don't know
We've got
anything.
limitations under the NDIS. There's certain rules when you go into hospital for what you can access. We're in a bit of a hold because we're waiting for this change of
Yeah,
circumstances to sort
and we just
itself
don't have
out.
staff sorted because we don't have a roster, so we don't know what's going on,
No.
and we feel
And then
very
you've got some staff who can't
discombobulated.
drive, so that makes it even more difficult because how do
Yes.
they get backwards and
Yes.
forwards to help you?
So
if they
and
can't
not
drive?
having informal supports, which I love how family promised me the world, but like where are you?
Yeah,
So anyway, like it's just him, and it's
just
really
me.
difficult. It is,
I
but
know.
it's really difficult.
It is absolutely.
We have no support, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but guys, you all know this. 2025, like the world has changed.
It is changed.
And it sucks, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And I feel like since I've become severely disabled, okay,
Mm.
I've been chucked in the bin by everybody.
Disposed. Why not?
Disposed. People just don't want to hear my voice. They don't want to see me. They
Look,
don't want to communicate
She's got
with
a
me.
nice voice. I like the sound of her voice. Do you like the sound of her voice? I particularly like the sound of her
feel irrelevant now. I feel totally and utterly just
voice. No, because you've been gaslit.
invisible.
You have been so gaslit by so many people and organisations. You've been failed by so many people and so many organisations.
But I
In
have
fact,
a
I'm
new
quite over
support
it.
coordinator that's
That's
just
pretty cool. And we're looking at the positives of
she
what's
is
changing
just
and how we move forward.
amazing. I adore her. I
Yeah.
think she is just girl power girl.
We're also looking at
And-
new independent staffing options so that we can actually choose people that actually
Yeah,
help
we-
and match
we-
you. That's important
We're
as well.
just at this desperate point, guys, where we have to.
No choices.
I'm burnt out. I
Yeah.
cleaned my kitchen, as you saw. I'm burnt out. He's burnt
Am I impressed?
out.
Her, a person who's got
Um,
disability,
but
who
it
needs
has to be
supports,
done. For
having
6
to
months,
do
it
things
hasn't
because
been
supports
done.
haven't been doing
And
it.
I'm in a, even though it's SDA, guys, at the end of the
SDA,
day, I'm
specialist
still
disability
under
accommodation.
rework. So I still have to
Real
do
estate, yeah,
all of the
tenancy
things
law.
around the house to make Rewa happy.
Yeah.
So,
Otherwise, you're liable for that. Yeah.
even though it's specialist disability, this isn't disability accommodation. This is specialist for profoundly disabled people like myself.
We
So-
sorry, I was going to say we had a
Yes.
tradie come today. Do you remember that?
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes culturally you're a bit foggy. So we did have a tradesman touring
Last
come
night,
today.
as you guys know, that
Some
foggy
bad
thing,
seizure activity going on last
that
night, and the focal
me
impaired
trying to do the
awareness
talk, you know, it just kind of went.
offline.
So this morning I was quite fuzzy, but
You
no,
were.
I briefly remember him coming and going, but I was attempting to do a video again. To do the video
No,
didn't work,
Didn't work.
guys, so I had to
Okay.
cancel that
it's
again.
okay, no
My
problems.
brain is just,
Struggling.
and this is not like me. What I normally do is pick up the camera, do the video, publish it,
Yep.
put it up, done. I'm not the kind of person that edits massively and cut and splice, and it is just this, right? But my brain is really playing up.
Yeah.
And these last two videos before this one
Okay.
are just disastrous.
So, one, it's the concern that we're just about to go to hospital and your brain is doing this. It's really bad indications. Are you warm enough respiratory-wise up here?
Yeah, it's just a bit of aspiration.
Okay, no worries.
But yeah.
So we did
I'm
have a
ready to
tradie
wrap
come in
up.
today, okay, and
Sorry,
that was for the
guys.
shower screen. That was to actually fix
Yeah,
the shower
so the
screen.
shower
yay, that's
screen
been
was
done.
like the way it was closing
Glass
onto
shower
the
doors.
other glass. So there's
Swings.
stable glass and then there's a door glass.
Well,
And
this
it
guy
was
said it's
it
sweet.
was crunching, right? The glass was crunching, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to damage this. I don't want this to break.
Yeah.
The owner will be devastated. So we reported it to get it fixed because it's not a good idea to have a.
No, so apparently the static part of the glass had actually slipped and moved a little bit, and so the swinging door
Yeah.
was
But
stopped.
how
and
does it?
couldn't go anywhere.
How did it do that?
Who
Did
knows?
he fix it
Maybe
to make sure it doesn't
the
do it again?
Earth moved.
Did-
I felt the earth moved.
Do you think he fixed it so it's not going to do it again?
That was the intent of what he's done.
Okay.
I do believe so.
Okay, let's hope so.
Let's hope so. So fingers crossed that it was a
Anyway.
prospect. Tomorrow is a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day, guys.
Tomorrow I've got interviews of some staff tomorrow.
Tomorrow he's got interviews of staff.
Does my days ever change?
No,
I've got 3 staff to interview.
we
Fingers crossed, so someone will be good.
feel like we have a full-time job,
It's like
but
Groundhog
except we
Day.
don't get the salary.
I know. I'm doing all this admin work and I don't get paid for doing anything. I'm an informal carer. I don't get paid for this process. This is what's crazy about the system, isn't it?
And I'm so sorry
No, you don't
because you're
apologise.
only doing it to save my life.
It's just stupid
but it's
that we have to
no,
do
but
this.
it's pushing you to the brink. And I'm sorry, but
Mm.
I think WA Health Department, you're disgusting.
We will get there one day,
You
but
are
it's not good enough.
disgusting. It's
Mm.
not good enough.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Indeed. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed coming up and joining us
I
in a
hope you
roof
enjoyed this
top
because
soiree. A bit of a conversation.
because I got to show them.
Okay.
I got to show
Make
them.
sure that you can actually
All right,
see, because I
let
know
me
you
just-
can't see.
Let's get off my chair. I've got to be careful, guys, because, you know, my walking is a little bit
At the best of
dodgy.
times.
But anyway, let me just show you. It's
Make
it's
sure you
kind
see
of
the
difficult.
camera as you have a look, because if you can't see, they can't see.
Do you think they can see?
She's got no idea of this camera work. She's been doing this for years, and
Okay,
she's still not good
okay,
at it.
okay. But the vines are in the way, so you can't see. So what are you talking about?
Okay.
Hang on, let me go here.
Just there's a step there. I'm holding on to you so you don't fall down.
There's also cockroaches here.
Okay, you're being a bit stressy.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. Can we see through this glass?
No.
Not really. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up.
We will finally
here.
wrap up there. Give us a big thumbs up of encouragement, as usual. Your comments, questions,
so
ideas, and
short,
suggestions are
aren't I?
always appreciated. Yes, you are. Have you only just noticed this? Has she just noticed this?
And
She's
even this.
very
look at this.
short.
Where's my hand?
Where's your hands?
Where's
I don't
my
know.
hands?
Funny
I've
about
got
that.
no
If you're new to
hands.
the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that
I've got to
notification
shake
bell.
off the
And
cockroaches.
there's no cockroach on you. Seriously, girlfriend.
All right, shake this.
She's shaking. She's. It's not on the wheelchair. It's okay. She's OCD at the moment. Can you
OC.
say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Okay. See you guys. Bye for
Mwah.
now.
Bye, guys. Mwah.